And are you refreshed? Yes. Good. Now what? They're supposed to become fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer. On the aisle right here.
Hello, Abraham. Actually, this is my first time seeing you in person. I knew this was going to take place because about 3 months ago, a friend of mine who's actually here gave me one of your CDs. And ironically enough, I was in a very dark place. So I started listening to your CDs, and I remembered I bought your book many years ago, Ask It and It's Given. And I guess at the time, I didn't quite get it or wasn't ready for it. But as soon as I started listening to the CD, for some reason, I got it. And I'm an artist, and as many people know, being an artist is a luxury, is not a service. So I decided to pull myself out of that dark place in December and listen to your words and realize that you can truly create anything that you feel inside, that you have enough faith. And since December till now, I am exhibiting in a very large exhibit in April, on April 7th. I was able to acquire, all these sponsors that I didn't even know I had the ability of communicating and trying to get them to give me money. I mean, it's not easy to get people to just give you money. And as I got myself in the vortex and started recognizing that, that feel-good thing, that little voice inside my head said, things are going really well, you know, what if something goes wrong? And of course, as soon as you put that little voice in your head, you start feeling sick. I start feeling physically sick.
Because those words are so contrary to who you really are and what you really know. In other words, that's what negative emotion is. Every time you feel negative emotion is because you're focused and activating a bogus thought.
Very true. And I'm going to share something that's very personal. In the time that I was in that dark place.
Before you go there, we want to talk about the ask and it is given. So are you saying that you had been asking and asking and asking and asking and asking, and apparently you just figured out how to align with what you've been asking, and then things just started lining up for you?
Exactly.
In other words, you don't believe that since December, you created all of that. It's been created. You had asked and it had been given long before. All that tape did, or all whatever was going in your life did, was caused you to come more into alignment with it, yes?
It woke me up. Because I kind of was doing very well a couple of years ago. I kind of started getting into the whole law of attraction. And I understood it. But somehow I was let go from the company I was working for. It was a massive layoff.
And looking back on that, you could say that is an unwanted or a wanted thing.
It's a blessing that it happened.
Things are always working out for you. Do you believe that? Things are always working out for you.
Absolutely.
No matter what it looks like, things are always working out for you. And that little voice that says, or maybe not, that is a bogus voice.
Yes, it's true.
That's picked up along your physical trail.
Now, if I do get the whole process, I believe in it. And I believe that you have to have full faith in it. You can't just think it and it's going to happen.
As an artist, you know this. You can express this more clearly with your art than we do with these words. You know when you're in alignment and it is flowing through you, and you know when you're not. And you know, when you try to make it happen before you found that aligned place, that it's not something that is pleasing. It's usually something that you don't accept or that you do over again.
It's true. When I got myself out of that place, my brain just shifted into an abundance of creation. I couldn't stop thinking of new things to create.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. You get into that vortex where you're in sync with the rhythm of that, and now what's in there is revealed to you in the form of ideas and inspiration in the beginning, and then inspiration to act, actual rendezvous, actual sponsors come forth, and funding comes forth, and exhibits come forth.
Yeah. Without any effort. Yesterday, for example,
well, let's just say that the effort was applied back there when you were sifting and asking. In other words, there was plenty of effort that put it all into your vortex, but to claim what's in your vortex, effort backfires.
I see. So it's more like I've been investing in this emotionally, I guess it's the right way to say it, in the past.
You're allowing. You found a way of finally allowing what you've been putting there.
Well, my one thing that always derails me.
Well, don't talk about it now.
No.
Why bring it up?
Because
wait. Think it over. Why bring it up? Why bring up the derailing concept and add why practice it even for a moment, and why teach it to them?
Oh, no. I don't want to practice it at all. What I want to give an example of how I got away from it.
Well, but the thing is, it's treacherous territory, because when you talk about what derails you, you didn't say, I'd like to demonstrate to the group how I moved into the vortex. You said, what always derails me.
It's true. You're correct. So I have this friend, and always gets consumed when everything's going great and money's flowing in.
Well, do you think making it not you and making it someone else changes the vibrational frequency of the resistance?
No, not at all. But
you're determined, aren't you?
No.
You are determined.
I'm not going to go there. What I do want to say is, what used to worry me yesterday.
Wait.
Yesterday was proof of my advancement. I was sitting at home and I said to myself, okay, now that I'm in the vortex and I'm feeling good, I'm not thinking about money, I'm not thinking about anything, I'm just happy of everything that's happening, I'm grateful for it. And I get a phone call. And one of the things that I've learned from your CD is don't think of the how, just let it flow. And I get a call from a friend of mine that says, I need to introduce you to someone that's interested in your artwork. Now, mind you, I'm overloaded now. Before I was like twiddling my thumbs. Now I'm overloaded with the show that I have to put together, the invitations. And I said, sure, bring him on over and I'll meet with him. And I'm thinking, maybe he just wants to buy a piece of art. It turns out that this person has come across a product that the military designed that protects surfaces at an incredible ability. I don't know how it works. It's a very thin film. So his company is now established. He has different stores, and they're doing it now for the iPads, the iPhones, the Blackberries. You can literally throw the phone against the wall, peel it off, and it's in perfect condition. Well, they want to do a signature line with an artist that will create designs, and so they chose me yesterday. And to make matters even better, I asked him, how quickly can you produce these? He's like, how quick do you want them? I go, in 1 week. He goes, you'll have them in 1 week. So we're actually incorporating it into the show as not just art on walls, but art that now serves as merchandise. So it's all just coming. The more I get into this vortex, the more it just keeps coming and coming, and it's a good feeling.
So the term cooperative components is especially meaningful to you right now, isn't it?
Very.
And do you realize that the cooperative components are long there before you are? But once you enter the realm of cooperative component, then now things begin to move for you.
Absolutely.
So now how do you said things are coming at you pretty fast. So how do you maintain your equilibrium in this fast moving?
That was my next question. How do I? Because it can get overwhelming.
Well, you do it by when it feels too fast, by making general statements of well-being, by saying things like, Source knows what it's doing, and I will never be asked of anything that I cannot easily accomplish. And the only thing that ever makes me tired is resistance. And as long as I'm tuned in, I'll always have enough resiliency to keep up. And this momentum is what I've long been reaching for. And I want to enjoy every particle of this wonderful life-giving momentum. And as long as I'm up to speed, everything will unfold perfectly for me.
That's beautiful.
Things like that. Yes.
Very beautiful. One last thing. You talked about most of us try to get in a vortex usually when something's going wrong, we're unhappy. All through my life, and I just learned this today by listening to you, there's something that happens every so often that I do, and I don't realize what the meaning was before. And it happens when I'm at my most serene. I could be driving on the road or just in my balcony looking out at the bay. And I always like to face the sun. I close my eyes and I feel this intense and pure gratitude. I don't know why for the sun, because I feel that it's such an important part of life.
Well, you're using it as your object of attention and focusing your appreciation upon it. And because it is something that you can so unequivocally appreciate, it's like an icon or something that you focus upon that puts you there fast.
And it's a euphoric feeling. I mean, I tear up and everything, and it's almost like I get a response, an energy response when I do that.
Well, whenever you hold anything as your object of appreciation, what happens is you come into alignment with the fullness of who you are, and that's that response you're feeling. It's the source within you resonating through you in harmonic appreciation of that which you have chosen as your point of appreciation.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.